Greetings, greetings, greetings. Kia ora. Aries. Yep, Aries, this is your reading for this new moon in Cancer, which is technically, I guess, tomorrow. Here it's 28th today. We're getting most of the astros done today, and tomorrow they'll be up. So let's see, Aries, what's happening for you? Just getting these cards coming out face down at the moment. So we'll just try and get comfortable here. Very wet day today. We are literally in the middle of winter. Aries. Okay, let's have a wee look. We'll turn them all over. We've got them all face down. Wow, let's just see. I prefer it when they come face up, really. But so we have the Emperor. Yes, the Emperor. The great male figure, isn't it? The Emperor. Nothing wrong with that. Benevolent. Can be. Very, very strong. It is a great card of institutions, really, or the power in those institutions too. You know, the Emperor is the literal God force, you know, that controls nations, armies, the way that everything works. We would wish that that was a benevolent force. Looking at this, I wonder whether it is Aries. But anyway, so we have this sort of structure. We understand we're having to work within a structure because it's actually about discipline as well, you know. It's not, you know, and that can be a good thing. I mean, we need balance. We need balance. We then have the Three of Swords. We do go through and clarify, obviously, if you haven't watched this channel before, and thank you for tuning in if you haven't, and if you have, thank you. We do go through and clarify and pull a few more cards from other various decks here. So what was I saying? We've got the Three of Swords after that Emperor. Bit of pain. There's a little bit of discomfort involved here, but then we have the Magician coming through. The Hero seems to be. It feels like that to me, you know. The Hero coming through. Maybe it's you, Aries, you know. You're all jizzed up on Jupiter juice still. I don't know. And then this Prince, hot and cold. Fire and ice, hot and cold, experimental, youthful. And experimenting with the power of this prince beyond gender, non-gender. What was I saying? That experimenting with the power of the fire force, the will. There's control and then there's control, isn't there? We need to have a level of control. We need to have a level of discipline, is what I'm getting through this. There are no wounds that justify inflicting wounds on anyone else. This tendency of projection. That's quite strong here. Now, this could be someone around you, or it could be something that you're dealing with, that you're finding uncomfortable, that you're finding uncomfortable and difficult. But the beautiful thing is that the Magician is in this lineup to basically indicate a kind of innate ability to use will with great wisdom here. We desire that, Aries. more so than impulsivity and compulsivity. So this is interesting, Aries. Look, the Three of Swords is coming up a lot in these readings. This new moon in Cancer, if I didn't say that, God, which is happening tomorrow, technically. The Three of Swords is coming up a lot. And I do get that quite strongly in this, that sense of we are not justified because of our own wounding to inflict that on anyone or any group or anything else. Nada, nada, nada. Niet, niet, niet. Let's have a look at the Emperor, please. This is pretty full on, Aries. Who is this Emperor? It could be a structure that you're involved working within yourself. Working within yourself. Gosh, it could be within the home. I only say this because we get the King of Swords to clarify the Emperor. King of Swords, right, clear mind, clear sight. There's a benevolence within this. I would choose to see a benevolent aspect. Because we're not necessarily projecting this out into a whole collective thing, because that's what's happening in the collective, is it not? This sort of friction, group against group, projecting shadow onto other. I see this as quite a lovely thing, because we've got that King of Swords and then we've got the Four of Wands. Home, homecoming, home, the place where you belong. You might have just, done a whole lot of planting and you've created your own, basically your own food supply or something. You've got heaps of vegetables growing. You've got, it could be anything, Aries, actually. let's just go through. We'll look at the Three of Swords. It's sort of slightly painful. There's great stability here. Oh, wow. There's great stability within. Is it someone in your life? There's great stability here. We get the Queen. There may have been a level of friction. There may have been a level of deception through here. Somewhere, Aries. We get the Seven of Swords. I don't usually get this sort of specifics. A level of friction. We have the, we've got the King and Queen. It's based around control. It's based around control, structure, rules of how we behave, or rules of how we treat others within this home environment, you see. I see something that's either been fortified or it's been chipped away at, maybe in the past, and it's had to be rebuilt. I just see this like thing, and then Seven of Swords can be something we do to ourselves. It's a self-sabotorial kind of card, really, and I would always look at it like that for anyone out there who's interested in studying tarot. And we do note here that this thief in the night, as it were, leaves two swords behind, with the idea that maybe I can come back and get those other two, but I'll just take the 5 We know the Five of Swords. We know the Five of Swords there. So it's kind of interesting. I always look, like they're very similar, the Five of Swords and the Seven. You know, when people always have an escape route. I remember, I don't know why I'm getting this, but there are some personalities that always have an escape route, whether that's a better social function to go to just in case, or it makes sense, or another relationship kind of on simmer just in case. You know, it's got that feel to it, Aries, which is quite unusual. So anyway, let's look at the Magician. Holding that wand, the wand of will. Oh. Oh my goodness. So we get the Magician popping out again, the wand of will. Maybe there's a struggle here. Maybe it could be at work, it could be at home. There's a struggle of wills. I want to do this, or I want to do that, or there's just that little space in between two people that has a level of friction here. Can I get one more card for the two Magicians? I always think, I'll just get one more. I always think that, you know, it happens quite often that you get a double. Don't lose faith. Don't lose hope. So we have these two, the Magician, confirming the Magician. Speaking of, you know, the kind of push-pull thing that's existing in relationship or in relationships. It's as if you feel that something possibly has been taken from you, or that your voice is not being heard, but it feels like it is in relationship. But the beautiful thing here with these two Magicians is that we have the Four of Swords, another sword. It's like swords all over the shop. Healing, respite, taking time out. Now, you choose to do that for yourself. You're the only one who knows when you need that. And the beautiful Six, what that will do for you, because the Four of Swords is a healing card, and what that will do for you is really some space, some calm water, a shift in the way that you're seeing things, Aries. I do see that. And now we're looking at that little experimental prince. Could be temptation here. There could be all sorts of things, but you know, this is a general reading. These are general, very general, intuitive tarot. So we have this experimental youth. It is a youthful card. It's an unpredictable card. It's an experimental card. Pushing the boundaries, discovering new things, wanting to experiment. We have the Ace of Cups to confirm that. It's a it does feel like a kind of renegotiation of an existing relationship here. And it's on the, it's evolving. And with that, it's improving. I do feel improving. Something like that. We get the Knight coming up. Now the Knight is a slightly more mature version here of that prince. Elevation. One can't, you know, this we can't control other people. That's not the point. And often one has to remind oneself of that. That's not the point of being in relationship. Whether that's within a work environment, whether it's one-on-one. That is not the point. through negotiation, Aries, we can work through a lot through that negotiation. Not might is right, or I'm always right. It's difficult, isn't it? Now, in saying that, Brian Froud, Pixie and Fairies, we get the feline. Now, this is about unfinished business. There's something here that needs to be put out there on the table, discussed, quantified, measured, rearranged in order to move forward. Again, Aries, this is quite a specific reading for someone possibly out there on this new moon in Cancer, which is very much based around the home. You might find that you've been having to spend more time at home. It's driving you insane. Let's just see. We've got these beautiful crystal rocks. They're very simple cards, but I really like them. Now, we've also got the Art Oracle. I'll pull one of these. I'll get one to jump. Unfinished business. And also addictions. Looking at addictions here with the feline as well. It all needs to be put out on the table and sorted out and washed down. And, you know, this figure has sort of scaly, you know, there's a bit of crusty old dried bits that need to be scoured off, exfoliate. You know, it's like it does feel to me like you're going through a sort of exfoliating a relationship just to clean it and clear things in order to evolve with it, in order to bring it into the next level. And maybe this is what it is for someone out there. We'll just get a journey map card as well. You want to trust. You can only do your best. Oh no, we've got that again. Oh, I'm not sure who these guys are, but anyway, we've got Art Oracle, which is a lot of fun, European, mostly American artists. We've got Gilbert and George. Now, life, work, art, life, work, inspiration, 3 little sayings. Be the art you wish to see in the world. Yes, I like that. Your work should not be selfish. Offer it out there to others and dress the part. So that's nice and colourful, isn't it? Nice colourful card. Pardon me, excuse me. With the little crystal cards, we have golden or gold sheen obsidian. Obsidian's a beautiful result of volcanic flow under the sea. And so you get this beautiful black glass. Love it. So with obsidian, personal power, spiritual manifestation, earth healing, and new experiences. This experimental new thing. I mean, there's a lot of love here. As much as we speak of, we've got 2 magicians, we've got King and Queen of Swords of the mind, very mental acumen, and unfinished business, possibly addictive behaviours here, but we're working through it. We're working through that. Journey map, my own deck, we have the shapeshifter. Look, we walk a fine line in order to understand another person or to be open without taking everything personally. Or what am I trying to say here? Because the shapeshifter is really largely about sort of going into things very deeply, but wanting to come out the other side. The shapeshifter without integrity, without content, is just a series of flappy skins that are taken off and put back on, taken off for whatever. Do you see what I mean? So in my mind, this reading, I mean, it's very positive. There's a rejigging of a relationship here, I do think, for someone out there. And you've got this magician and this beautiful ace on your side during this new moon in Cancer, Aries. So you've got a great, I say throne, but it's also home. That is part of your solidity, security. So go forth, and challenging but necessary. Maybe I'll call it that. Okay, Aries, ka kite, thanks for joining me. All the other astro signs will be up by the end of tomorrow. So if you do know, check out Ascendant Moon, Venus and Jupiter for a more rounded sort of viewpoint. Okay. Thanks for joining me. Bye.